Tomorrow you wake up to find yourself in the year 2005. You are your younger self at this period in time, but you have all the knowledge of the skills you learned as well as the events that happen over the next decade and a half. What is your course of action?
Tell my parents that they need to prepare for my cancer diagnosis in 3 years. Edit: I was cured when I was 6 in 2011 from my acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Since then my family and I have raised over $75,500 for cancer research. For everyone who wished me luck and gave me their wishes before this edit, thank you so much.
1. Quit smoking weed and cigarettes. Getting stoned and watching Friends episodes is not life. 2. That guy you just met who seems too good to be true, ghost him. He's lying to you. 3. Don't drop out of college because you want to get into house flipping. The real estate market will crash in a couple years and you'll be screwed. Stay in school.
Probably tell my parents to pull out of the stock market in 2008. I know enough important dates and events between 2005 to 2008 to convince him I know what I'm talking about.
I would be 16, so it would be before I met my now ex-wife. I would never talk to her, therefore never have met her. I would double down on my efforts in high school in order to finish with a higher GPA to get a scholarship to college. I would work more shifts to save up for investments in Facebook, Amazon, Apple and Microsoft. Move to California after I graduate and attend SDSU. Find my present-day girlfriend and start working towards a relationship with her. By the time I graduate college my investments will have yielded substantial dividends, allowing me to put a down payment on a decent house and build a sizable savings. Then, assuming all goes as planned, marry my current girlfriend and be the happiest I would have ever been.
Seriously, I'd say, drink carefully, avoid stairs while drunk, and don't choose your degree path when you leave secondary school. I'm 1 year old trying to convince my mom not to leave my dad. I wish I could see him more than once a year.
The only thing I can think of that I would do differently would be that I would have had oatmeal for breakfast on August 23, 2011 instead of grits.
I make sure my brother doesn't move to North Carolina and die in an auto accident. I've got 7 years to figure out a way to get it done. Miss you, Joe.
I'd be the smartest 4-year-old ever, go to college early, place bets, invest and invent Uber, Snapchat, you name it. I'd get rich and powerful, then when I reach 14 years of age, I'll go find my friends and relive high school without so many worries. Cause there's no way I'm living my life without them.
I'm one smart-ass 2-year-old.
Some of these answers are weird. I'm inventing Snapchat, Instagram, Uber, you name it.
I'd be a 5-year-old trying to convince my dad to spend all his savings in this Bitcoin thingy.
High school would be a lot easier. Just having my adult level of confidence would be a big improvement.
I won't be able to enjoy my cartoons as a 4-year-old, I would riot. First I'll have to fake amnesia because I won't remember my routine, classmate names, and lots of other things. Then become a child prodigy. Maybe get on the YouTube scene from back then and get a head start knowing the trends ahead of time. On the side I'll also open my own sub where I predict things like how The Force Awakens ends. And watch the conspiracy theories go wild.
Put all my money on Leicester winning the league in 2016.
Become a child prodigy, invest in Bitcoin as soon as it exists.
I would be 0.14. I'd be starting high school. I'd actually be talented in baking and pastry and could flex in my vocational school and possibly get full rides to the schools I wanted to go to instead of partials and actually get to go. I'd stay close to my best friend at the time, I really miss her. I'd probably talk to my parents about my depression and ADHD so I could get it treated like my sister did when she was my age. I'd invest and save my money from the after-school jobs in Amazon and Apple and get into Bitcoin ASAP. I might have a chance with my learning disability and mental illness being treated. I'd be living the sweet life LMAO.
I'd fucking panic, because changing a single variable somewhere along the line will most likely result in me not having the same kids I have now. I wouldn't be able to live with the fact
Make my friend go to the doctor for an MRI or CT scan or whatever is needed so they can find and operate on the aneurysm that killed him in January 2006.
Invest in Apple.
I'd be a 9-yo. I'd never gain weight and eat wisely. And when I'd be 16 I will not get into that relationship. Study better and get into a better college. Take college seriously. And find some good folks and make meaningful friendships.
I'd be 30 years old. I should be working at a company where I could finally make $1,000 a week. I would save that money. Then I would take the time to work on certain character flaws that have done nothing but hinder my path to a better me. I'd do this by devising a plan to get in shape and eat healthy. 2 years from then I would meet a woman named Tammy. I would not get involved with her romantically. Not at all. In fact, I'd keep my distance. In fact, I would stay away from all of the women I dated during this time period, just to be sure. Also, I'd move back in with my mother in 2010. Also, as soon as Bitcoin becomes a thing, I'd get involved with it, then sell as soon as it gets high enough.
Buy as much stock of Amazon and Apple as possible. Also prevent the Boston bombers, and as many mass shootings as possible. I just want to hang out with my 18-year-old cat again. She passed away a day ago and it's been rough. I wish I could do it all over again.
I would be a 5-year-old at the time, and the first thought that comes to me is that it'll be so frustrating to not be able to masturbate.
Biff it.
Are you aware that this is a genre of stories on the internet?
Get through school with fewer loans. Sell the house 6 months earlier. Determine if the relationship can be saved at that point, since it was before his affair began. If not, part as amicably as possible. Spend more time with my grandfather before his unexpected, fatal heart attack happens in 2007. Add more other foreign language courses to my extracurricular courses. Find a way to intern for Senator Obama.
Go to college. I'd be in 5th grade with the knowledge of physics of a PhD student. Edit, I'm surprised this got so many upvotes, less than 3. Thanks everyone. I went from 700 karma to 5,000 because of this smiley face.
Call up the woman I married in 2017 and get a head start on things.
I'd be 19 and in the Air Force. I'd invest every penny I could into Bitcoin and Apple. I would become incredibly wealthy and separate from the Air Force early, and then I'd go meet my wife 3 years early and live happily with her without any of the financial struggles. Then I'd travel the world with my wife, going everywhere we wanted to. Eventually settle down in the same area we live now and have kids and just take it easy for the rest of my life. Forrest Gump mowing that grass for free style.
Consider subscribing.